It's an incredibly exciting day for both nations as South Africa and Canada prepare to face off at the Los Angeles Stadium in this historic round of 32 clash. Both teams have reached the knockout stage of a Men's World Cup for the first time in their respective histories, which makes this an absolute must-watch event. Canada, as one of the tournament co-hosts, has shown a potent attacking threat throughout the group stage, notably netting 6 goals against Qatar. Led by striker Jonathan David, who has been a standout performer, the Canadians will look to capitalize on home field advantage and their high-scoring momentum. Despite a 2-1 loss to Switzerland that cost them the top spot in Group B, they've proven they can be dangerous against any opposition. They will be without midfielder Ismail Kone due to a tournament-ending injury, but they have depth, and there is significant anticipation regarding the return of Alphonso Davies, who is expected to be ready for this match after recovering from his injury. South Africa, on the other hand, has been one of the true surprise packages of this tournament. After a difficult start against Mexico, Hugo Broos's side showed remarkable resilience, drawing against Czechia and then pulling off a gritty 1-0 upset against South Korea to secure their place in the knockouts. Their success has been anchored by a solid defensive display, with captain Ronwen Williams producing key saves and consecutive clean sheets to keep their campaign alive. For this match, the return of Teboho Mokoena to the midfield, following his suspension, will be a massive boost for their balance. They will be missing Themba Zwane, who remains sidelined due to suspension, but the collective spirit within the BAFANA camp is at an all-time high. Tactically, we are likely to see South Africa look to remain disciplined in their 4-3-3 shape, focusing on defensive organization to frustrate a fast-paced Canadian attack. Canada will likely look to dictate the tempo early and use their creative players to break down South Africa's compact structure. Because both teams are making history, the pressure will be palpable, and it often comes down to which side manages those nerves better in the opening 20 minutes. Given South Africa's momentum, their defensive stability, and the return of key personnel like Mokoena, they have the grit to challenge any team. However, Canada's offensive output and the backing of a passionate home crowd make them favorites on paper. It has all the hallmarks of a tight, cagey affair that could very well go the distance, perhaps even requiring extra time or penalties to decide who moves on to Houston to face the Netherlands or Morocco in the round of 16. It is truly a toss-up between Canada's explosive attacking ambition and South Africa's newfound defensive resilience. The highly anticipated match between South Africa and Canada in the round of 32 of the FIFA World Cup is expected to be a competitive clash, though Canada enters the game as the betting favorite. Most analytical models and sports prognosticators are projecting a final score of 2-0 in favor of Canada. Canada's status as a favorite stems largely from their potent offensive performance throughout the group stage, where they demonstrated a high capacity for scoring against international competition. With the added advantage of playing on home soil, they are expected to control the tempo and put significant pressure on the South African backline. South Africa has surprised many by reaching this stage, largely due to a disciplined, defensive-first approach that successfully neutralized opponents in earlier rounds. Their success relies heavily on their ability to maintain a compact shape and rely on the shot-stopping capabilities of their captain, Ronwen Williams. While South Africa is capable of forcing a low-scoring, tight contest, the general consensus among experts is that Canada's depth in the final third will ultimately allow them to break through and secure the win. The match is scheduled to take place at the Los Angeles Stadium, and if the prediction holds, Canada will move on to the next stage of the tournament. What specific aspects of the game are you most interested in watching to see if they sway the final?